everyone, it's Chris here, and I'm going to run through the progress I've made on my game called Expand for this week. So this week is the 8th week of development, which is roughly 2 months. And for 2 months work, just in my spare time, I'm pretty happy with how the game's progressing. I've got a few extra features that I didn't have in the initial game, and it's great to be able to prototype them and to be able to generate content much faster and play around with them and like these new ideas, see how they work, throw away what doesn't, and those sort of things. And so one of the features I really needed to have sort of a complete game was squashing. And so that's one of the things I worked on this week. And as you could just tell from just then, when you're pushed or into two sectors and are squashed, I output some text to the terminal. And that will determine, that will work depending on how you've been squashed. So if you've been squashed from the top or the bottom or the left or the right, it should all work, as well as being squashed out to the inside or the outside of the world. Now the other thing I worked on this week was a debug menu, which I'll get up now, and it nicely comes in. I'm really happy that I actually put animation into the framework that I've been using, because it really makes a big difference. And so I've got several things here. The first of which is draw physics. So if I click on this, you can now see all the physics objects, and you'll notice there's a box here, and I can walk through that box and it doesn't do anything. What this is a sensor, and so when the player moves over this box, or it could be any shape, any convex shape, an event will be generated, and that event will pass through my game system. And from there, I can do different things in my scripting. So I can update the game world, or I can make a different path in which the player has to go through. You can do lots of things. So that's really cool. The next checkbox is to enable camera control, which, as you've seen in the previous weeks, I can zoom in and out and shift around. And the final one is God mode. And so in God mode, I can move through any object, which is great if I just want to see how a level works out without dying. And so I'll just turn all of these off. And the next thing on here is just a text field that says what script I'm currently loading, and I can change that to load a different script or the same one. So when I hit enter, reload the script. At the moment, that functionality is not working. It's just generating an event through my system. So that's something I need to work on next week. Oh, and I need to fix that little bug you might have just noticed. If you're pushed out like this, you sort of rotate, and I want to avoid that, even though I think it's sort of cute. You also have this reload script button, which will reload the current script. That's yet to be implemented as well. And you've got a timeline here. Now, while the game isn't just a linear thing which you play through, sort of like a video, and it can't really be accurately represented on a timeline, I think there are a few little tweaks and twists that I can sort of apply to the timeline to make it representational. And so I put the timeline here so it can help me speed up content generation. So, for example, if I know, about halfway through a level, that there is this point and the sector is moving too slowly, and I want to speed it up, then I can just have my text editor in the background be editing my script. I can change a variable to make it speed up. I can reload that script, and that'll keep me in the same position. And then I can say, oh, okay, this time it's faster or further away, or I can move back a little bit and replay a certain part. And I can use like God mode, for example, to make sure I don't die or don't have to go back through the menus and play it again. So that's everything for this week. Next week I'll be working on just finishing up these functions here in terms of reloading the scripts and being able to load new scripts, as well as getting the timeline working. So that'll take up a lot of my week. Besides that, I've just got a few other fixes I need to work on, and just a few other bugs and stuff. But I'm hoping to get those things out by next week. It really depends. It's a lot of work, and there might be a few difficulties that arise throughout the week. So thanks for watching. As always, I post a whole bunch of details about the game and these videos on my blog at blog.cjohnson.id.au, and you can keep up to date with all the details of development there. Thanks for watching.